2 months ago. It was 2 months ago. Look, I'm sorry it's been so long. Y'all probably don't care. Mainly what I wanted to make this video for, bro, is a lot of people been making these Marvel Rival Yap sessions, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been rocking with them, man. I was thinking of it and I was like, why not, bro? I think I could provide some information onto the community about this game because I am a GM. I'm a Grandmaster. Yo. Clap it up. GM3. My peak is GM2. Yeah, my peak is GM2, but I did go down, bro. I would blame my teammates, but you know, we don't do that around here. But that actually segues into something I was gonna actually talk about today, because this video is actually about how rigged this game is, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro, as I'm recording this, I'm kind of just free balling it. I'm free winging it, man. It's not gonna be a polished video. It's not gonna be one of my cleaned up videos like my other ones, man. Like these, I'm gonna start posting these more like these little dirty, rough, you know, grimy. The point is, there was this guy, watched this video, right? His name is Marvel Minute Mask, and I've been known that games have been rigged for a long time, right? Because I've been watching these guys named like Prime Pete, you know, Blame Truth. I've been heard about SBMM, EOMM, you know, engagement optimized matchmaking, like even the hit reg and all that stuff, bro. So, but it seems like Marvel Rivals, you know, NetEase got their nasty fingers in it too, and it affected them too, man. Because even if y'all don't believe in the rigged hitboxes or any of that like crazy super tinfoil hat stuff, like the matchmaking, bro, you cannot deny the matchmaking is so rigged, bro. So honestly, I don't watch this video. This is a NetEase employee. If you don't believe me, bro, I will put all the receipts at the end of the video and all that. I'll put it in the description. Like, this is a NetEase employee telling us what it is, bro. She telling us what it is straight to our face, bro. So to keep it nice and simple, right here, this is the head of matchmaking at NetEase. In Marvel Minute Master's video, they go a lot deeper into the actual matchmaking algorithm. Now I'm just trying to actually get into how the matchmaking affects Marvel Rivals gameplay. As you can see, there are 4 rules. Rule 1 and 2 you can kind of disregard as they're self-explanatory. You got skill gap and latency, but rule 3 and 4 are the most important. So rule 3 and 4. Rule 3 is a fair match. What is a fair match? Basically, how they see it is that a fair match is how compatible each team is with each other. What are the odds of them winning with them playing with each other as a team? Not just the characters, but also the skill of the people that are in the team. And rule 4, a happy match is simply whether or not a person will leave when certain things happen within the match. For example, like if you're a healer and you're getting constantly targeted by a Scarlet Witch or whatever, you know what I mean, you might leave the game. That's also a part of churn rate. Now the last piece of the puzzle you need to understand is what churn rate is. What does it mean to churn? Well, churn simply means to get off the game, to close app, to go play something else or go do something else. Churn is not when you are not playing a match or sitting in the lobby. Churn is when you close the app, you're not playing Marvel Rivals anymore. That is what churn is, and that's what they are trying to avoid at all costs. They don't want you to stop playing the game. Now, why wouldn't they want you to stop playing the game? Self-explanatory. As you're playing the game, you can spend money, you know, you can show other people the skins that you got, influence other people to spend money. The more you play, the more money you spend. Simple. Now, it only gets deeper from here, so I'm gonna need you to stay with me. In this next part, I'm gonna let her explain what she's gotta explain. You probably can't understand it because the mic is so bad and the accent is so thick, but I'm gonna try my best to mediate.
It refers to like how many fighters, how many doctors, how many archers in the team. And last is kind of the interpersonal effect. And here we focus on the cooperative and antagonistic effect, which we will explain later.
Now, this is when the point that it becomes very important that you know that this matchmaking algorithm is AI driven and machine learning, which means that it evolves over time. The matchmaking algorithm is never the same. So what are we looking at here? Well, first, skills. Second, hero design. Third, hero composition. Fourth, cooperative and antagonistic effect. What is this? Well, if you look at the top, it says what lead to victory. Like I said, this is an AI driven machine learning matchmaking algorithm, right? This is what they use to tell what is going to lead to victory in the matchmaking. You understand? The first one is self-explanatory. A lot of games use skill-based matchmaking, especially in ranked modes, but the second one is where it gets a little dicey. Hero design. The matchmaking algorithm is looking at the hero design. What does this mean? Well, this means it's looking at the heroes that you specifically like to play, or any player specifically likes to play. And then what they're going to do is they're going to move on to number 3, hero composition, and during matchmaking they're going to see how compatible your hero is with another player's hero. The cooperative and antagonistic effect is chemistry. Think ultimates, think callouts, think comms. Are you comboing ults with other people? Are you in the in-game chat? Are you doing popular combos, or are you doing combos that nobody knows about? You know what I mean? This cooperative and antagonistic pull-push effect. I'm going to go deeper, but the main point I'm trying to stress here that is not just your ping, and it's not just your area or your server how they're doing this, man. This is way deeper than this, man. You're seeing it right here. They're telling us this is NetEase.
As we all might experience, like heroes in online games are designed to have different skills and different attributes. Some are more compatible to some others. So the group up of those compatible heroes can sometimes trigger extra ability and effects.
Now, with the context of what she just said and the pictures that were provided here, let's actually take a look. If we look at the picture on the left, labeled as incompatible, let's try to figure out why. Well, if we look, we have a ninja, pretty close range. If we have a knight, pretty close range. A wizard might be long range, doesn't look like he's providing like heals or like a tank type or anything to the team. If we look on the right, though, labeled as compatible, what we got here, we got a bear guy. I assume he can turn into a bear, turn into like a tank type thing, take a lot of damage, right? We got an archer, can shoot in the back while the bear guy's going in, right? And then we got a mage, maybe can do some healing magic, right? Seems to be a compatible team, more compatible than the very close range limited incompatible team to the left, right? Now, how does this translate to Marvel Rivals? Well, hypothetically speaking, if the Marvel Rivals matchmaking was rigged against you, it could put certain people on your team or on the enemy team to advantage or disadvantage you. Now, this can come in many forms, but it's very dependent on the character that you play specifically. For example, if you're a very good dive DPS and the game thinks that you're winning a little bit too much, you're going against 20 pennies today, buddy.
That we are trying to refine these relationships from the match outcomes. So the first is the synergy relationship, which describes the compatibility between heroes, and we define it as the beneficial or disadvantageous relations when they both show up in the winning side or the losing side.
As you can see by the picture, we now know that they are tracking which characters win and lose together. Simply put, this means that, yes, a Spider-Man is going to win more with a Venom. So, if the matchmaking system wants you to win and you're a Spider-Man main, you may have a more likelihood of having a Venom main also be put on your team. And if you are pretty high level at the game, then you know that the Adam Warlock, Mantis, and Star-Lord team up is really good. So, I'm sure they know that too. If you are, say, a Star-Lord main, you may never get some Adam Warlock Mantis action in your game because the game already knows Star-Lord is super strong.
In our games, doctors are usually quite important for a team, but having too many doctors is then not a good signal anymore because it will weaken the fighting force and usually lead to a failure. So, how many doctors and other roles like fighters are suitable for a team? Well, this can be analyzed independently to say, if I have only one doctor, my winning rate is that. If I have two doctors, my winning rate is that. Because if we have one more doctor, we have one fewer vacancy for other roles, so they are not independent factors.
So obviously when she says doctor, she means strategist / support. But basically what she's explaining right here is that the algorithm can predict based off of how many roles are on a team, the win percentage, or whether they're going to have a good time or a bad time in queue. And then they match make based off of that. And it's important to remember that all of this happens before matchmaking. All of this happens when you hit the queue up button. This doesn't happen after. The game is trying to predict who you're going to play. So it is possible to confuse the algorithm.
They are all deep permutation, and we count the marginal contribution for each player. Then we average all these marginal contribution to get the average contribution value, which is called the SHAP value.
So if you've watched this far, understanding this should be your aha moment, and this is why understanding all the prior information is so crucial. They are tracking which characters, right, through SHAP values are good through which combinations. They have every combination of every character in the game having an objective value. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say if we just take the example that's on the screen, a mage has a value of 30 and this team comp a value of 25 and this team comp 25, 30, 30, whatever, and then it all averages out to an objective value across all team comps, right? So this is how valuable that character is objectively, right? And they're using this for matchmaking. So if you main a certain character or if you main a certain role, they're looking at how useful are you, how useful is that character, and then they're also applying your skill on top of the character's usefulness in matchmaking, man. This is not just ping, this is not just skill. They're applying the usefulness of the character in across all team comps with a Shapley value.
After the explanation method, we are able to construct a win prediction model and then explain the importance of each role. Here we have a gameplay with 20 players in each camp, and the two camps they fight with each other to win. So from the SHAP value, we can see the difference of a role fight. And in our case, we employed a neural network which is called OptiMatch to learn the inter-team interaction with a self-attention-based team-to-fact layer and learn the inter-team interaction with a team comparison layer. The OptiMatch net aims to predict the gross player satisfaction for each given matchmaking assignment. This prediction will then be used during the matchmaking planning process.
And here it is right here, guys. NetEase, they use opt-match that uses synergetic and suppressive embedding to teach their AI about intra-team interaction and inter-team interaction to gauge player satisfaction for their matchmaking. In layman's terms, that means we're all just a bunch of lab rats. At the end of it all, this is not no simple AI algorithm, man. This is a complex AI matchmaking algorithm. It's trying to test things. It has a job, it has a purpose that it's trying to do. It's not just wanting you to have a good game. It wants you to see how you react in certain scenarios. It wants to see how you react when you get put in win/loss situations. It wants information. Now, there's a lot to go over, but I wanted this video to be simple and sweet. I also want to make a lot more videos on stuff like this, so I don't want to give out all the information in just one video. It'll make it way too long and people will stop watching. So if the video ends abruptly right here, then you should go look at my other ones.